Toowoomba.
Tonight, claims council's tough zoning laws are hampering the growth of Toowoomba.
Police close in on armed robber.
Charges dropped against man accused of murdering parents. Good evening.
Good evening.
Local business owners have slammed Toowoomba City Council for stifling the economic growth of the city. They say the CBD has a lack of office space and parking problems, with council's tough zoning regulations now making it hard for businesses to set up anywhere else.
It was an all too familiar conclusion for another small business owner in council today.
I support the officer's recommendation, as we know it conflicts with the residential conservation zone.
And for applicant Peter Fitzpatrick, who's had his first visit to the Toowoomba Chambers after dealing with councils all around Australia, his experience of setting up a business here isn't off to a good start.
Through my town planner, we've been liaising since late last year, with nothing coming back saying that we're wasting their time and our time.
Mr Fitzpatrick's just one of many small business owners in the past year who've been knocked back from developing a business outside the CBD. His application for the redevelopment of this house on Getty Street to be renovated into a combined house and office, falling short on council's tough zoning plan.
And our real desire to get business out of residential areas into the CBD or into nodes adjacent to commercial shopping centres.
Inquiries to commercial real estate agents today indicate that while there's still some large, high-grade office space available in the CBD, small business owners will struggle.
We've found it hard to come across the appropriate floor space that we're after. Then our next issue is parking.
That parking issue is a lack of it.
I think parking is always going to be inadequate in any CBD.
Mr Fitzpatrick will consider appealing the decision. Cameron Price, Win News.
Once again, the recycling water debate will reignite in Toowoomba City Council tomorrow. Their engineers have been asked what Toowoomba's water supply would be like had council built a water recycling plant. The findings reveal if one had been operating since 2001, Toowoomba's dam supplies would be at 40% and only level 3 restrictions would be in place. The council put the idea to the public in the Water Futures referendum in July last year, but the vote failed. High-profile anti-recycling group CADS, along with councillors opposed to recycled water, are expected to argue the findings.
Meantime, it's that controversial water recycling project that has won an impressive accolade for the Toowoomba Mayor. Di Thorley has been named as one of the top 100 smartest people in Australia. The Bulletin magazine is compiling the list. Councillor Thorley is overwhelmed and humbled by the recognition and says she doesn't think she's worthy. Like many successful Australians, the Mayor only completed Year 10 and has no university degrees.
Police investigators are tonight following new leads into yesterday's armed robbery at the Range Bottle Shop. It comes as the attendant, who was held at knife point, returns to work, the offender still at large. Police say the public could hold the key to his arrest.
Detectives say this is the man they're searching for.
We'll see if there's any likenesses to any suspects that we have.
Crews, including the dog squad, were seen scouring areas in Rangeville this afternoon, drawing ever closer to catching the man who held up this BWS bottle shop at the Range Shopping Centre yesterday.
Our primary investigations have focused on that particular area, but obviously we're expanding that out and looking at different areas where he may have gone.
A staff member was held at knife point, the offender fleeing with a small sum of cash. It was a daylight robbery, a brazen thief, but still there's no sign of him. Now it's hoped someone may recognise the man and make an anonymous tip-off.
We'd certainly be calling on the public to come forward with any information they have in relation to this.
The male shop attendant returned to work today, shaken but not scared. While he couldn't comment on camera, he's described the ordeal as violent, the sort of robberies police say are becoming all too familiar. It's the second in less than a week.
Any offence like this, which we regard as an offence of extreme violence, is too frequent. One offence is way too many, and we'd like to put a stop to any of these.
Those who may have heard or seen anything are urged to call Crime Stoppers or the Toowoomba Police. Melissa Mallett, Win News.
Charges against a Toowoomba man accused of murdering his parents last year will not proceed. 43-year-old Christopher Roy Hamilton allegedly stabbed his elderly parents numerous times, his father also sustaining head injuries. The bodies of James and Joyce Hamilton were found in the lounge room of the family home following a 000 call to police on January 3rd. Christopher Hamilton lived with his parents at the Mott Crescent residence. The Mental Health Court has found Hamilton unfit to stand trial because of his unsoundness of mind. He'll remain in a secure mental health facility.
Police are investigating an incident in which a vehicle left the road at Emu Creek last night, crashing into a dry creek bed. It's believed the late model Ford Falcon station wagon veered off the roadway while heading north along Mill Road at around 7:15. The driver, a 40-year-old Emu Creek woman, was the sole occupant of the vehicle. She was able to notify a family member of the crash via her mobile phone and was later airlifted to Princess Alexandra Hospital, where she remains in a stable condition.
The number of Australians with eating disorders has doubled in the past 10 years, and specialists say obesity hysteria could be to blame. 1 in 20 people suffer from either binge eating, extreme fasting or purging disorders.
5% of Australians suffer from an eating disorder. The survey of 3,000 Australians found a massive 2% jump since it was last conducted in 2005, and skinny size 0 stars are being blamed.
But I think because of the greater publicity now of these people and their well-publicised eating disorders too, it's sort of setting a role model for a lot of teenagers.
But it's these young girls who resort to purging, laxatives and extreme fasting in adolescence who set a dangerous pattern for adulthood. The study also finding an increase in the number of women in their 30s suffering from an eating disorder.
Because they're damaging bone structure, they're damaging fertility, and if these aren't treated early and properly with psychiatric care and dietary counselling, they will carry these disorders through into mature years.
And while the obesity epidemic has also been blamed for spurring women to lose weight, dietitians warn there are safe ways to drop unwanted kilos.
So see your GP, see if you need psychiatric care, see a responsible eating manager. Learn to eat, not learn to purge and learn to diet.
Samantha Heathwood, Win News.
Agforce is calling for cutbacks to the red tape that it says is crippling rural industries. Delegates have met with members of the Productivity Commission today, investigating the burdens of regulation on the agricultural sector. Agforce says some of the biggest problems include the inflexible nature of vegetation management laws, reporting requirements for chemicals and taxation. The Rural Lobby Group says many landholders are spending valuable time chained to their desks, completing paperwork. The Productivity Commission will travel to Toowoomba tomorrow.
A pasture trial in Gatton is revealing promising alternatives to planting crops in times of drought. The research is looking at more reliable ways to establish lay pastures for the Darling Downs and Maranoa.
Traditionally, lucern's been undersown with wheat on the Western Downs and Maranoa, but a local researcher is investigating the benefits of using other pasture species as alternatives, as lucerne has an extensive taproot which can drain precious water from the soil. She's also looking for species better adapted to our climate.
Because this is a tropical environment, we're looking at sowing tropical legumes and grasses with wheat to see if that will work.
There's many expected advantages.
Lay pastures have the ability to improve soil fertility and a number of other environmental benefits, improve water infiltration in the soil, as well as provide fodder for livestock.
The trials so far revealed promising results for a new legume called the burgundy bean. It's a tropical species which has been commercially released out as far as Roma. It's not so water hungry. In our dry times, putting in a crop is not an option. Planting pastures can be a more profitable option. The PhD student's monitoring this 5 by 3 metre plot for field results, but is also analysing data from temperature trials from within the laboratory and through desktop studies. Alicia Gates, Win News.
Still to come on the local news, all the answers for Downs green thumbs.
And Toowoomba's most beautiful production heads south.
Tonight on 20 to 1, celebrate the most amazing tales of human courage and determination.
There's too much to live for.
20 to 1, incredible stories of survival. Tonight, 7:30 on Win Television.
So, what can Suncorp do for us?
We can help with all your business banking needs, but it's not just what we do, it's how we do it. And we start by really getting to know your business.
It's great. Hey, that's... Yes, it is.
So how did you hear about us?
I had a tip from some mates.
When Suncorp handles your business banking, you can get on with what you do best. Call Suncorp Business Banking today to see what we can do for you.
Elders Rural Bank.
Bank that reinvests in rural Australia.
Everyone can now invest in Elders Rural Bank term deposits and earn 6.6% per annum on $25,000 or more for 6 months. Elders Rural Bank, committed to agribusiness.
The vitamin B in Vegemite helps you stay bright as bright can be.
Do you need a car but can't get finance? Maybe you've got a poor credit history or no credit history. Maybe you've found yourself bankrupt, or you're a pensioner, or just a bit lost with it all. That's okay, because at GetZ Motor Loans, we understand that life has its ups and its downs, and we'll give you a helping hand, guaranteed instant approval on car finance, interest-free, with 500 cars to choose from. Call GetZ Motor Loans now on 1300 438 738.
The next time a hose fails, causing machinery downtime, call NZ. Your local NZ hose doctor guarantees to be at your site within 15 minutes of the agreed time, or the service fee is free. NZ is Australia's largest hose doctor fleet, supported by Parker Hannafin's products and technology. So when we agree a time to get your machinery back in business, you can rely on NZ. Guaranteed. Call 13 13 62. On time, anytime, guaranteed.
Coming up, strained relations between big business and Labor. A Queensland school where students and staff are driven batty. An insurance company comes out in favour of women drivers. And a family welcome home for World Cup star Matt Hayden. Details right after Wind News.
Thanks, Bruce. Climate change will be the hot topic of ministerial regional community forums next week. Forums will be held simultaneously in 10 communities across the state. The forums enable regional Queenslanders to have their say on local issues and help develop solutions. It's held 4 times a year, and next week's forum will centre on climate change. For more information, visit the Department of Communities website.
From today, the Queensland Cancer Fund will go about its business under a new banner. It's officially changed its name to Cancer Council Queensland. Staff marking the occasion today unveiling their new sign and logo, the daffodil. The organisation has been supporting cancer patients since 1961. The Cancer Council says its mission will continue unchanged despite the new look.
The skills of the Toowoomba acting community will be taken to an even wider audience, with plans to perform this year's key production, Beauty and the Beast, on the Gold Coast. It will be the first time a local Empire Theatre show has been taken out of the city.
The first show might be 7 weeks away, but already the Empire Theatre's production of Disney's Beauty and the Beast is looking the part. And this year, for the first time, it won't be just Toowoomba audiences that get to share in the experience. After the 6 performances here, the entire 42-member cast will head to the Gold Coast for another 5 shows.
Well, it means a great chance for the cast to go down to the coast and for the coast to see just how good the Empire Theatre's productions are. A terrific experience for everybody.
Organisers and sponsors delighted with the opportunity.
We have so much talent to showcase here in Toowoomba in a range of different production theatres, and to see these people come here and then to take that and showcase that around East Queensland down at Seagulls is just a wonderful thing.
Meantime, ticket sales are going strong for the performances at the Empire Theatre, and audiences are being promised a spectacle not to forget.
I think it'll be the best show that has ever been mounted here, and I think it will capture the imagination of this wonderful fairy tale that is also so colourful and suitable for all ages.
The Toowoomba season runs from June 22 until July 1, while the Gold Coast shows will be performed between July 12 and 14. Kylie Barron, Wind News.
A local musical instrument company is celebrating a milestone. Guscott Electric Strings has unveiled its 100th instrument. The eye-catching flamed 3/4 double bass has returned home after a stint at the Timber and Working with Wood show at Brisbane's RNA Showgrounds.
They came from all over the place to take photographs of the bass, and they love the back of it as well because the flames go right around. So.
It marks 10 years since the first instrument was made. This one's stronger than ever.
Similar to a fiberglass material, only it's using an epoxy resin, which is a much superior resin. It doesn't shrink and it's much stronger, and that way I can guarantee it for life.
The bass will feature at a music teachers conference in Melbourne in June.
The autumn showcase for the region's gardeners is on this weekend. Garden Fest will be held at a new venue near the Horticulture Centre at Toowoomba TAFE.
Garden Fest's been reinvigorated this year.
I know that the Nursery Industry Association is really hoping to create a really interesting and inspiring event, not just for Toowoomba but for the whole Darling Downs region.
The Speakers program has a real focus on innovation and gardening, with well-known horticulturalist Annette McFarlane set to show how to make the best use of limited water.
She's an absolute guru in how to achieve the best in your garden using the most natural approach possible. So she is one of the real keynote speakers this weekend. We've also got Ross McKinnon and we've got a number of other really good speakers across both Saturday and Sunday.
Community groups, including societies with roses, floral art, native plants and orchids, will all have displays and people present to provide advice. Art and photography students from TAFE will also have displays on show and will create art while visitors watch. Outdoor cookery exhibitions will feature the best of barbecue cuisine, and practical work by horticultural students will provide additional colour and interest. Garden Fest will run between 9 and 5 on Saturday and 9 and 4 on Sunday. Stacey Silver, Win News.
To finance now, and it was a mixed day for stocks. Rio Tinto fell 172, Santos added 38, Aristocrat lost 90, QBE Insurance put on 34. The All Ordinaries Index closed 18 points weaker. Sport is next with James O'Shea and Gold Edition ready for a winning return to the track.
While the Tigers earn their stripes in local hockey.
Australia's favourite drama, McLeod's Daughters, Wednesday on Win.
From the only car company to have won the Dakar Rally 12 times comes the all-new range of Mitsubishi four-wheel drives. Test drive the new Outlander with 4-cylinder or V6 Mybec engine. Take the award-winning Pajero with common rail turbo diesel for a spin. Or try the new Pajero 3-door. Plus, there's the new turbo diesel Triton range. And they all come with Australia's best new vehicle warranty and 5 years roadside assist. If you're not driving a Mitsubishi four-wheel drive, you're driving second best. Test drive one at your local Mitsubishi dealer.
Coles Dollar Dazzlers will save you heaps. Like Weight Watchers frozen meals, 300 to 320 gram, $3 each. And you love Coles beef rump steak, $13 a kilo, save up to $8.99 a kilo. This week only at Coles.
You've heard about the Burrendown Picnic Races, now experience them for yourself. On Saturday, May 12th, the 85th Annual Picnic Race Day featuring a 5-event program, Fashions on the Field, Fashion Parade and dancing will go into the night. Find all the details at burrendown.com.au.
Our Riversoft Women's Pro Shoppers are ready for 12 plus hours of non-stop shopping. The Pro Shoppers have springy latex insoles, breathable leather linings and soft, comfortable uppers. You won't have to take a break in these babies. They're ready for 12 plus hours of serious non-stop shopping action. At a Rivers clearance store near you. Limited stock and sizes. If we sell out, you miss out.
G'day, I'm Justin Anelzak and I'm about to tuck into this superb snack from Angler's Meats, where you'll always find great buys like these.
Chicken wings, 5 kilos for $10. Crumb chicken schnitzel, just $5.99 a kilo. Whole teas export rumps, $5.99 a kilo. And roasting pork, just $3.99 a kilo.
For quality meat at champion prices, remember Angler's Meats and Country Meat Barn, Toowoomba.
This sports report brought to you by the Mitsubishi four-wheel drive Revolution.
Good evening. Gold Edition will have stiff opposition in her return to racing this weekend. The Lion Hunter 3-year-old is one of 26 nominations for the listed Gold Coast Guineas. They include fellow Downs runners Crusket and Sequential Charm, as well as gallopers from the Gay Waterhouse and John Hawkes stables. Gold Edition is the best credentialed horse in the race, having amassed over $2 million in prize money. This campaign, she's being groomed for the Doomben 10,000. Sydney jockey Jim Cassidy has retained the ride on the Superstar filly for Saturday's event. Well, the Newtown Hockey Club had a successful day at the office in round 5 Toowoomba fixtures. Both its men and women's teams chalking up victories. Taking on Norths, the Newtown women made the most of their opening chances, leading 2-0 at half-time. North staging a resurgence in the back end of the fourth period, scoring their first goal with 8 minutes remaining. The Tigers sparked into action, adding their third goal to put the issue beyond doubt. Newtown running out winners 3-1. In other women's results, Rangeville defeated Red Lions 2-1. In men's fixtures, Newtown matched their female counterparts, defeating Rangeville 5-0. The Tigers dominant in the second half, scoring 4 goals. In other results, Ipswich Bremer defeated North 7-2 and Red Lions was too good for Past High 6-3. Turning to A-grade touch fixtures, and the players were forced to brave the elements. 15-year-old Emily Cherry showed she's a true wet tracker, notching 7 touchdowns in Saints White's 10-0 win over Roosters Black. The result consolidates Saints' position at the head of the table. In other results, Lions and Sharks fought out a 1-1 draw, Dalby defeated Saints Blue and Roosters Red beat Oakey. In men's fixtures, Saints and Lions shared the points while Harlows forfeited to Sharks. Round 2 of the Queensland Rock Climbing Social Series proved to be a profitable one for Downs competitors. Held at Toowoomba's Adrenaline Gym, 6 locals finished in the top 3 of their categories. Chris Janish was successful in the open men's, Brendan Deem won the novice men's section, and Amanda Deem took out the novice women's class. The event attracts climbers from all over Queensland, and it's only the second time a round has been held on the Downs. It was such a success, the local club is hopeful of taking part in the 2008 series. Well, the Downs racing spotlight was spread far and wide over the weekend, with Chinchilla, Gatton and Toowoomba all hosting meetings. Tonight we highlight the best performances from all 3 tracks in Wins Winners. Toowoomba's 7-event card was cut short due to wet weather. With only 2 races run, Michael Flanagan and Ozzy Tomazawa struck pay dirt with 2-year-old Raw Nerve.
Mountain and Raw Nerve the outside. Raw Nerve the outside's coming home a little bit better. Raw Nerve puts its head out and wins. Raw Nerve.
Turning to country racing, and Gatton hosted a 5-event card. Apprentice Katrina Attard was the star of the show, riding a winning double aboard Riviera Samur and Mr Protector.
It's Conquista and More in front. Mr Protector gets to a half length, but Conquista and More, Mr Protector had a dive.
One of the most impressive winners on the day was Denmark Lane in the 1500 metre maiden.
But Denmark Lane wins the first and wins it by 3 on the line.
Chinchilla also staged a 5-event card. In the main event, consistent performer Moyagi saluted with Shannon Apthorpe in the saddle. Scott Bayliss also made his way to the winner's stall, courtesy of Class B winner Swerves.
Swerves and Big Bad Bud. Swerves in front and Swerves too good for Big Bad Bud.
Wins winners for this week, Raw Nerve, Denmark Lane and Moyagi. That brings you up to date with all the local sport. The weather's next, then Young Bookworms do their bit for charity.
New season funniest home videos, Saturday, 6:30.
Right now at Retrovision, you'll get more than just the best price. You'll get the buying power of over 400 stores and unbeatable service from a locally owned family business.
Retrovision will go the extra mile for you.
Retrovision, more than just the best price.
Remember the things we really love? A river that's flowing.
What's this one?
Free time. Running under sprinklers and getting soaked. The smell of lawn, freshly cut. Receiving mail, handwritten.
Look at me, guys. Look at me.
Catching tadpoles in a pond. Saturday's game at the local oval. Climbing a tree that's been there forever. What we love today, we want to love tomorrow. That's why at Origin, we're working towards a sustainable future for all Australians.
So what do we do for dinner?
I don't know. Just grab a pizza?
Did someone say pizza?
Cheap Tuesday. Large pizzas from just $4.95 pickup. Only at Eagle Boys. Ready when you are on 13 14 33.
The next time a hose fails, causing machinery downtime, call NZ. Your local NZ hose doctor guarantees to be at your site within 15 minutes of the agreed time, or the service fee is free. NZ is Australia's largest hose doctor fleet, supported by Parker Hannafin's products and technology. So when we agree a time to get your machinery back in business, you can rely on NZ. Guaranteed. Call 13 13 62. On time, anytime, guaranteed.
This weather report is proudly brought to you by Retrovision.
Good evening once again. Well, Queensland's stable weather continued today. I'm not telling you anything, am I? But however, that wasn't the case in the Carnarvon Gorge in February this year. Now, this 5-metre high pile of debris was the result of a flood rains from a thunderstorm supercell, would you believe? See the bloke standing here, he's about 2 metres tall, I reckon about 5 metres tall for the debris there, but my thanks tonight to Gary O'Dwyer. Righto, let's have a look at temperatures through the region. The coolest morning for 2007. Guess what, it could be even cooler tomorrow morning. Toowoomba 10.7, Oakey 6.8, Stanthorpe you got down to 3.4, Warwick 6.6, and of course Stanthorpe was the coolest in the state. Now there was a little bit of drizzle around Carr's Lookout from that stratocumulus, either last night or early this morning, and Carr's Lookout over the southern border ranges there recorded 1 millimetre. Let's move on. Currently in Toowoomba the temperature's 16 and the southwesterly about 15 kilometres an hour. If it's not a southwesterly, might be a bit of a weak east or east-northeasterly trying to push up the valley. Let's have a look at the satellite picture of Queensland. You can see little bits of filaments of cirrus around about 25,000 feet. No rain associated with that feature. Lots of high-level, thicker cirrus up there north of Princess Charlotte Bay. On the national picture, lots of mid to high-level cloud coming through the Nullarbor Plains area, and there have been some good rain over the far southwest of WA, anywhere between 25 and 45 millimetres of rain till 9 o'clock this morning. Next, the chart discussion. Here comes the high that will drift over the local area tomorrow, so the winds will be light. It'll be a cold morning tomorrow, maybe some shallow frost, or light frost in some preferred areas tomorrow morning, and that high will drift off the coast with a more northerly flow following for late Thursday, Friday. The next trough coming through Friday, but at this stage it looks like just a dry wind change. Okay, for the local forecast, Darling Downs and Granite Belt, fine, a cool to cold morning tomorrow, with the possibility of light frosts over the southeastern downs and also the Granite Belt. Light to moderate southwest to southeast winds tonight, tending light to moderate northeast to northwest on Wednesday. Fine for Thursday. Wide Bay Burnett, fine, a cool to cold Wednesday morning in far southern inland areas with the possibility of light frost. Sunrise for Toowoomba in the morning, 6:17. Keep those blankets on. Now it's back to Travis.
Thanks, Burnsy. In news just to hand, police have arrested a suspect in relation to yesterday's armed hold-up at the BWS bottle shop at the Range Shopping Centre. The 22-year-old Toowoomba man was located at a local address late this afternoon. He will appear in Toowoomba Magistrates Court tomorrow, charged with armed robbery. And finally tonight, Australia's premier literacy fundraising program was today launched in schools across the country. Students at Toowoomba East State School were among more than 8,000 Queenslanders who stopped at midday for a timed reading session to mark the 28th MS Readathon. Grade 5 Alexander Thompson Welch raised a school best $476 last year after reading 40 books, some familiar titles among his best picks.
My favourite ones would have been The Chronicles of Narnia. I read the series of them, and Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone.
For the first time this year, participants will be able to include time spent reading websites. They raised $4.3 million in the MS Readathon last year, and I reckon they're a chance to raise that in our house alone this year if internet's included.
Oh, do you think so? I think good on Alexander, because that's a really impressive read, 40 books.
Outstanding.
It's great for a grade 5er. And that's all we have time for tonight. All our headlines and leading stories are on our website, including the latest details on that armed robbery.
Stay watching for all the national and world events next. We'll also have updates throughout the evening and a sports update with James O'Shea at 9:30. Until then, good night.
Good night.
This has been a Win News presentation from Australia's largest regional television network.